Hello world, this is Zan playing Late Age Calum in Lucid's 2022 Dominions 5 tournament. Um, I know last episode we spent the entire time talking about turn 26, and then this is now turn 27. This is my current turn. As of today, we have another 3.5 hours or so before it rolls. I think it got extended an extra hour. So it is what it is. Step one, a messenger arrives from Calum, so I send a message to just everybody in the lobby, mentioning, hey, the stupid necromancer kicked me off my stupid throne. I like to do this when reclaiming thrones you've lost, because if people see too often that you've claimed a throne, they start to get antsy. So I just kind of want to make it clear, like, hey, look, I'm not claiming another throne. I'm just claiming the same throne again. Like, please don't worry. I'm not huge or scary or anything. I'm just reclaiming my crap from independence because independents suck. At the same time, a bunch of people claimed thrones. So Pan took the silver throne, which means, okay, I can't get those mages. I just really need the crystal throne now. And the throne of lights gets claimed by Abyssia. So that's another one of the thrones I kind of needed, which sucks because I really don't want like the throne of water or something weird. Anyways, TNG magic phases me in Gerthurg with another 20 Blackhawks. Unfortunately, this one I think is pretty worth it because this is my 3 mages. I should have set them on retreat. That way they would have survived because they would have just flown out. Normally, if you have like human mages that don't fly, they're going to try to walk off and the birds will eat them. But these Kalians could have retreated. Unfortunately, they didn't. But hey, Crumbum spent TNG spent another 20 air gems sending these Blackhawks so to kill 3 mages. So that's fine. That's a fair trade to me. I mean, this is 250, 295 gold for 20 air gems. Yeah, I'll take that trade. Why not? We failed to find any magic sites, which sucks. We have a scout get killed by horrors. A bunch of my units die. Where is this, anyways? That sucks. A bunch of my units die due to being crippled or limping or whatever. And then we have all our fights. So in Armbeg, this is where I expected his army to move to, and lo and behold, it did. Where now he has very few Barb Heavy Horse, and he's just using a lot of his mages, which is good for me. Pretty good for me. And it's just going to beat up PD. I didn't know that this Ancestor Sword was 200 weapon. That's pretty cool. Armor negating on damage. Yeah, that's pretty cool. This is not a bad weapon. That 2 armor negating damage is pretty good. Look at that. Anyways, in the Morn Woods, as expected, the Barb Heavy Horse moved north of Erebon, and he's added his whites this time, but since it kind of saw what was going on, I have Breath of Winter added to my script. I shouldn't have done Mistform. I should have done Temper Flesh instead of Mistform, because now there's a lot of magic weapons being thrown at me. The air elementals, the whites, the what do you call it, mages? The Ancestor Smiths have magic weapons. This idiot over here, actually, or not this idiot, one of his Ancestor Smiths, somewhere, is charging toward me, this guy, I think, with a Heartfinder sword that either someone gave to him, probably Utgard and Midgard, in hopes that on damage he will do Heartfinding on me. Heartfinding is a magic resistance check where it is just an auto kill if it hits, if you fail it. He has to go through a few numbers because I still have this really high defense score. I still have Divine Shield. I still have Moss Body, Mistform, all this. I don't have Temper Flesh. So this is a window where my mistake of casting Mistform over Temper Flesh might have gotten me killed. That is true. I might have died here, and that would have been bad. But unfortunate, and I didn't. So this guy swings, and I think he does hit me once. Due to my high fatigue, he does hit me once. I think it's one of those. Like most of those are the decay damage. You see that 1 inside the 5? That's decay damage. So see, here my Mistform got popped. So he did technically do 1 damage to me. He got a critical hit due to my fatigue. And then he also got really freaking lucky in that I just kept killing everything except him. So he got real lucky with that. But now we arrive to our current state where everything else died, and I age a lot. And it's kind of funny that one of the big things he's used against me is decay. He's actually decayed me 250 years. And then part of my bless is on aging. So regardless, we wipe out half his forces. All the mages are able to escape. Unfortunately, with the inclusion of the one that has the Hardfinder sword. So that might come back to bite me in the ass later. I hope it doesn't. Uh, in the Verdant Steppe, I kind of ping outside and I run into, again, this happened before and I kind of forgot about it, that he leaves generals, or he leaves commanders on top of the forts, not just units. So the area scout ping fails and we just go back inside. In Erebin, as expected, he doesn't really leave PD or patrol with his big army. In Urfel, he comes out. In the Mire of Misery, we come and we just eliminate this PD dump, get it out of the way. He can't afford to do many more anyways. In Valkyria, I should have left some army and I would have killed a free Ancestor Guide, but I didn't. World's Teeth Mountains, just kind of retake it from the birds, the underworld. I come in and I saw him building these Bakemono. And I didn't really talk about it because it's honestly not that important. Like, what are they going to do? Run into my territory and be annoying? Like, sure. So I just come in and say, screw it, I'm just going to kill these guys. I know these Raven Guard don't really have like Spirit Sight or good Dark Vision or anything, but I figured they've been around, or I had this guys recruited for a while. They've participated in some combat, so they have some experience. They should have decent stats. So they're at 11 and 9 attack and defense versus 10 and 8. So it's not the worst. Bakemono are pretty good, but they usually have bad morale. This is because they're in their home province. They usually have bad morale. They're one of the few candidates. Like if your enemy fields a million of these, you can just do like spam frighten on them or panic, and that'll do pretty. That'll do, or I mean, ideally you want both panic and frighten together. If you cast those together, you're doing good. If you cast them separately, because frighten is really good at making one person rout pretty much, and then panic just kind of lowers the morale in general. It's weird. You want both. And then in Bethine, we see that Ulm sent everything he has into the Tianchi fort, which means that he also didn't go into the other fort, which sucks. Um, and then even though I beat up the Necromancer last turn, I'm getting all these crappy events from it. Or not that one, that one's good. And in the other one, we have the Sectarian movement. But this took a turn to run, which means this happened, which sucks. That's a lot of population I lost. Whatever. Worldwide event occurs. Yeah, the Necromancer's defeated. Erebin's been breached, and we're starting to destroy the gate at TNG. So what I need to do in this turn, or at least my current plans, because again, I'm making his army movements for him. He needs to just mass everything onto his capital, and he probably knows that Pallbearer is going to go there to meet them. So if there is another turn, if there is a turn where even if I don't make any mistakes, I lose Pallbearer, this is the one. Because what's going to happen this turn is I'm going to move on to the Verdant Steppe and take that. Well, he does have two moves. I'm lying. He does have two. He can get this army to go back to the Verdant Steppe and then kill these guys. These guys up here on the top. Because even that I'm accounting for in case he does make the wrong move. I'm only sending like 7 dudes to come in here. Actually, you should also be on attack. Why not? Doesn't matter. So that way I can just kill that one general. And maybe these Bakemono come in. So maybe even, you know what, maybe even the 7 might not work because he can get this tiny army and move it up here. Huh. It doesn't matter. If this guy and these guys all die up there, it doesn't matter. This war's over. This war should be over next turn. I'm hoping. I'm probably being very hubristic and confident about this. I should go back and just send this whole army up here. Because this can't reach there, so his only move for them is to come here. Yeah, I should do that. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to get them both and just have them both attack and then split this. Something like that again. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to do that. Both of them should be on attack rare. Screw it. Yeah, because if not, I might lose this with just 7 because I didn't realize that, yeah, these little assholes can come back and beat up my 7. Okay, that's a good point. This army is going to move here. These two armies they could come onto some of my stuff, but I am sending things to patrol. But most likely he just pushed everything he has into TNC itself. Um, and I have just to fit in more stuff. I have an Iron Crafter coming in doing Iron Warriors. Normally you only need to do this once. I'm having him do it twice, and it's probably going to get him killed by birds. Um, but I'm having him do it twice just in case, because if he doesn't do Iron Warriors on Pallbearer, I die. So he's doing Iron Warriors. I'm doing Moss Body there at the same time. Then go through the rest of the script, ending with Summon Earth Power so that he has Reinvigoration. He's not eventually going to encumber himself in case there's Skelly Spam. And then again, in case there is Skelly Spam, I'm not even telling him to attack. So for the most part, he's going to be surrounded and will attack. But I'm researching here Evocation 2 so that he has the option of doing Shockwave. And I think that would be pretty good. That'll stop most of the Skelly spam or whatnot that occurs here. It might raise up my encumbrance a bit, but and it might be a mistake. Maybe I should have done attack, but whatever. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see what happens. They have 4 candles there, and I'm in 2 candles, so it's pretty bad. We're in early summer, so in midsummer, I think this is neutral. I think this only screws you over in like fall and spring or something. I have no idea. I have no idea how Strength of Spring works, to be honest with you. But yeah, so we're gonna hop on there. We have 92 hit points right now. We're probably gonna end up. Now we're supposed to have 74, so we're probably gonna have like 60 hit points when we get in there. We're gonna see how this goes. Regardless, my other moves are just this tiny army is gonna go step on Balcoria. Pan should be attacking TNG. I think Pan's attacks land on turn 29, so we need to make sure we're not there. I'm just stopping recruitment. We'll clear off the Verdant Step with this army. I need to go back to the actual turn and do that. I can just do this right now. Yeah, we're waiting for TNG, who requested 10 hours, and then Satis requested another hour, because I assume he saw TNG request 10 hours and said, yeah, I'm fine, I can do this. Okay, let's do this real quick. No, not that. There, nice and even. And both of them on just attack rear. Okay, siege. Okay, so then down here in Erebon, just to continue where I was, we have these guys storming, but one of them is actually going to leave. Farazi is going to leave with some troops to take Patrol Peaks. Over here, we're splitting our forces. Some are going to defend these castles, but otherwise they're just going to take more land. If I successfully wipe the TNG army on top of his capital, then I will move in all of these birds to actually break down the walls. We're even moving here in case he does like birds or something. These forces have nothing really to do, and I don't want. I mean, I don't want them to be on the capital. I want Paul Bearer to fight by himself. So to that end, what I'm actually going to do after this shockwave, I'm going to have these. I'm going to research finally, finally as Kayla, I'm going to research Conjuration 5, because if Paul Bearer does die, I need to be able to win a fight using my birds. And I think the easiest way to do that, you see it here with this army movement, is I'm bringing a lot of my Air 2 mages to Waka. And it's going to take me 3 turns to get Conjuration 5. So I'll just, raid around again. But then once I do get Conjuration 5, I can just sit on his capital with my birds. I don't have to play this, I know your move, I'm going to stop it with my Titan, because my Titan's going to be dead until the spring. And it's kind of nice that he's immortal like that, because I don't have to, I don't have any priests. I think I have this one guy over here, the caretaker. Um, so like if that Titan did die, I would have to like use these guys to bring him back, and that's not efficient. Like that's 100 research right there, just all 5 of these. So yeah, no. If the Titan did die and wasn't immortal, he'd be dead for a long time. Because I don't even have temples anywhere to recruit more caretakers. So here I do have this guy building a temple, because I do want build temples up here. I don't want Pangean or Abyssian or Statistician Dominion in here, because they're all hot. I want it to be nice and cold. So I'm gonna build. I'm gonna start trying to, like, as this war is wrapping up, and I hopefully it wraps up this next turn. So I'm going to bank on that and not even recruit any more troops, at least on these border ones. Like here, just a little bit because I want to use up all my gold this turn. But for the most part, I'm just recruiting Storm Guard in my capital. And I mentioned in the last video that I was going to talk about these. And again, I talked about that I was going to mention why I'm recruiting them over the Ice Clads. And then I talked about the reasoning, which is Utgard. Because if I go fight Utgard, I need to win the fight against Utgard, you need Evocation 6, because you need to be able to cast Wrathful Skies, which their giants don't like because they're shock weak. So this will always screw over their giants. I need to cast Wrathful Skies, and I need to cast, where is it? Wailing Winds? Wailing Winds. Wailing Winds means they can't use Terrible Communions against me because Seith Kona, although fantastic mages, where are they? Although Seith Kona are fantastic mages, they have low morale. They have 9 morale, so that means they have 10 in their own territory and 8 in mine. So having 8 morale in enemy territory, I just cast Wailing Winds and they all run away. And then my issue is the Garmherdings. The Garmherdings are going to be an issue. But I've seen their bless, and it's a basic rainbow bless. They don't have a lot of attack. They don't have any strength, which makes sense. Why would you want that on a Garm? But I think Paul Bearer can take them as long as I defense stack him again like this. Maybe again upgrade his actual armor and his boots and his accessories, but keep the double main Gosha pairings. Have just that really high defense, and then have him cast like Fall Vapors or something. I don't know, but I think Paul Bearer can take arms. It we'll find out. We'll find out. But regardless, the rest of my army needs to be able to survive Wailing Winds and Wrathful Skies and such as they move around. And Oak Guard is also Cold 3. So that's where I think I'm going to recruit the Storm Guard over the Ice Clads. If I wasn't really needing to cast Wrathful Skies, I think Ice Clads are better. But you know, and I said this previously, being able to just shit out Wrathful Skies in a fight, I think is pretty useful. So I think for that, Storm Guard might be the better mage. Now, how I'm actually going to cast Wrathful Skies is going to be a mystery. I'll have to figure that out because obviously I don't have Air 4 mages. I only have Air 3. Oh, no. Air 3 with Storm can become an Air 4, and then Air 4 with 3 gems can cast Wrathful Skies. They'll probably use 4 gems to keep the fatigue to a minimum. Yeah. Yeah, that works out. That works out. And I can cast Storm, right? Yeah, it's only Air 4 to cast. Perfect. So yeah, I'll need 2 of these to work together. One cast Storm, the other one cast Wrathful Skies. And then we'll be fine. No problem. Regardless, I guess these are the rest of my moves. If there is a moment that TNC can kill my Titan, this is it. He has his one shot in his capital. Yeah, I hope that works. Researching Conjuration 5 if it doesn't, so then I just drop air elementals on him like traditional Caleb does. Now that I have a decent air gem income, I have 7, 3 of which is from his own province over here. But yeah, I think this war is mostly wrapped up. Again, to recount, I've promised these 4 provinces up here to my allies. And I'll take the moment after this war to kind of rebuild infrastructure. I need to build a fort here in the Henwood. I need to build a fort on the Pepper Plain. I want to upgrade to some citadels, because birds plus citadels could be a really annoying combination. And then generally, I just want to keep mage production. I'm doing some Harab Seraphs over here, because I really need to start site searching more fire in particular. Water I don't know, water's not too important for my nation, maybe later. But regardless, that's what I need the Harab Seraphs for. And then when they come out like here, like Air 2, then okay, yeah, you're actually great. But when they come out like this, it's just kind of like, yeah. So for the most part, I still need to recruit more Iron Grafters. They're better researchers, they're cheap. I can span them everywhere, and it's not really going to hurt the bank. These guys, it's a bit of a gotcha on what's going on with them, but, you know, I need some of their randoms now. I plan on doing Thaumaturgy because I want to site search with the gem spells later, because it is late age, and it would be very important to find sites like this in the Cloven Mountain that give you a lot of gems, as opposed to like a Lilium Vale here and there. So I think I am going to pay the premium and just have them site search remotely rather than manually. The only exception being these guys. I think this is like a 2 is a comfortable path to site search. So I like that this guy has 8 paths that I want to site search, all fit in 1, and they're all in 2s. So that's kind of neat. I know I was doing it with this guy too with the fire, and later on maybe these one earth ones I send like an iron crafter with boots or something to search, or maybe I just cast gnome lore. It's probably cheaper. But for the most part, I like this uniformness of having just 2/2. I think I have another one in here. He's creating a revenant this turn because I also want to send a cheap death mage to just summon these guys. Shadow soldiers are kind of shit, but shades are okay, especially later on when you get marble warriors and crap on them. But yeah, so that's the current turn. That's turn 27. Uh, Real quick, I'm empowering Sylvius. I gave him this robe so he doesn't die, hopefully, and I'm empowering him in blood. So that starts happening. But yeah, that's the case for turn 27, and I hope I win here on TNG. That'd be nice. But I'll see you guys next time.